was a good ball played in for Tony Morley. Oh, he missed it! It is! Peter Ward! Villa in the lead!
Good afternoon, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. Please subscribe. Make sure to give me a follow on all socials, and you can follow me on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music. Let's spread awareness of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. On today's episode, I'm joined by my special guest, Luke Robinson, who is the host of the UTV fan channel. Luke has previously been on the show before. This is the match preview. I'll be doing the pre-match talk show. Aston Villa versus Fulham. Premier League action is here again. In the Premier League on Sunday is a 2 p.m. kickoff. We are at home again, and Aston Villa are still waiting for a Premier League win this season. It's been a disappointing start to the season. For Aston Villa, it's been a very turbulent time. The players are low on confidence, but are fully behind Unai Emery. I believe he can fully turn it around. We just need to build momentum, which is very important. Also, I don't think the negativity outside, also, that hasn't been helping. Great to the show, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, really good, mate. You've done a nice introduction there, which should lead us into a really good show.
Yeah, please do on the show again, Luke.
Yeah,
it's
buzzing,
been
mate.
difficult time. Being a Villa fan, it's been really hard.
Yeah, I think we all knew that this season was probably going to be maybe not as good as what it has been over recent years, but I think the start has been somewhat difficult, and we're yet to get going. We're yet to sort of have a positive. So I think the game, especially against Bologna, maybe could be the catalyst to get our season going. Because he's going to have to get going at some point. So hopefully it's going to be against Bologna.
A lot of saw as well. But Emery said after the interview, saying our team's lazy. And would you agree with that, Luke?
I don't. The thing with Emery, I don't think sometimes when he uses certain words, he actually means what that word is to us in English. So a couple of things. So he mentioned that Harvey Elliott was passing it too quickly. Now, I don't think he means he's actually like kicking the ball too quickly. I think he means sort of in the moment when he has the ball, he is using the ball in the wrong moments and not picking the right moment to release the ball. And when he said lazy, I think he means more that the team kind of aren't doing what is expected. So, I mean, lazy to us means like you're getting out of bed. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to do you know what I mean? But I actually feel like, for example, lazy in the sense that nobody challenged for that header off Xhaka. Mings was not in line with the other defenders. And to him, with his principles of how he wants to play, they're taking the easy option and not working hard. So I kind of think he means those type of things, really, rather than, that his players are lazy, because, a lot of them aren't lazy. They're doing a lot of running. They're defending well at times, and they are trying hard, but I think for some reason it's just not coming together. And I
I
think
think for
because
me, I think it's too slow. I'm playing it too safe.
Yeah, I
You're not
think
taking risks.
yeah, I am with you. I don't think that we are attacking correctly. I don't think we are taking that risk. But I do think Emery does want us to be quite structured and methodical at
Oh, yeah.
times, and I think it's about finding the balance. I don't think the balance has been right this season. I think we've probably erring on the side of caution a little bit too much.
Mhm.
We probably setting up a little bit too defensive. We're not really sort of in a sense going for it, and I think we've probably
Yeah.
got to just open ourselves up a little bit and play more freely. But I think confidence is a big thing, isn't it? So, I
Yes.
imagine they're not the most confident at the minute. So the performances of how we're playing probably is merging together.
Yeah. Emery, he's got a certain philosophy. And the last 3 seasons, it has worked. But maybe now teams have worked us out.
Yeah, I think that there is an element of that. Especially shutting down Morgan Rogers, for example, stopping him getting on the ball, not allowing him to pick up the ball in space and drive. And I think the other thing for Villa at the minute is I think that we've played every team so far where we've had the ball, we've had possession. We're coming up against teams that want to just sit in and hit us on the break. Now, there will be moments in this season where we probably play teams that will try and come onto us more, which should open the pitch up a little bit more. So I just think it's confidence. I think once we get the first win, we'll settle
I think, like
down.
I said, at the top of my show, that momentum is very important. If you get one win, the team need a real lift.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? And it's like, okay, we had that sort of, we hadn't scored a goal. Now we've scored one. We just need to get that win. And I think Europe's going to be big for us this season because we're going to be able to rotate as well.
Yep.
So we'll give more players more minutes, and the players that probably aren't featuring as much will be able to get into Unai's thinking.
So we're going to get like the expected opposition lineup. And this is the Fulham team, which will probably face Villa on Sunday. So, Luke, how do you think Fulham will tactically set up against Villa?
I remember the last time we played them, and they went quite physical against us, and they looked to create a bit more of a scrappy natured game. They've actually started the season really well, so I think they'll come with confidence. I think Emery's got a good record against Marco Silva as well, so that bodes well for us. I do like their forward line this season. I think it looks quite fluid.
Well, so the Brentford game, I was really impressed with them.
Yeah. Their defense isn't the greatest, though. I think you can really get at that defense. But I think it's about Villa having just the right application for the game. Sunday at 2:00. I don't really like that kickoff time. Do you? Do you like that time or not?
No, I don't like it. No.
It's just I feel like it's a bit like an
weird.
early kickoff. Yeah, you can't really get going. The crowd's never really up for it compared to, say, a night game or something like that.
It's on Sky.
Is it on Sky?
It's like Super Sunday, yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we've just got a bit of everything. The crowd's with it, and we're fired up for the game.
Yeah. Does it? I mean, Fulham as well. Their fullbacks not to get quite far forward. It's quite important to the way Fulham play.
Yeah, they have their wingers kind of invert slightly, which allows their fullbacks to bomb on and get forward. And Iwobi, I really like. He sort of drifts around the
Yeah.
pitch, and Emery will know him well for his time at Arsenal. But he's a good player, Iwobi. I like him, and they've got options up top, whether it's Jimenez or Muniz. King's playing
Yeah.
well for him as well. Robinson looks back from injury. I think he played in the cup game that they won against, I think it was Cambridge at home. So
Yeah.
they're a good team, but I think we should be beating them at home.
Yeah, especially at home, because we've got the advantage of the crowd. If we can't beat Fulham at home, there's some serious problems. Because like,
Yeah,
if
you
we
don't.
lose the next 2 games, we might talk about a relegation battle.
Yeah, we don't want this run to keep going any longer. Really, it's got to change, and I think it will. I mean, I've been quite critical of the way that we've played this season, and I think that's
Yeah,
probably rightly so. But I think the perspective of maybe this new change with a Labour coming in, Monchi going, it's going to give Unai
yeah,
a new lease of life. I think it's going to give him
yeah.
a new outlook on how he can tackle Aston Villa, and I think it'll be the freshen up that Unai needs really to just kind of reinvigorate himself.
Emery,
Villa.
he's here to stay.
Mhm.
Because the rumours are absolute nonsense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the question with any Unai rumor is who's coming in that's gonna do better than Unai Emery.
There's nobody out there, there's nobody else out there.
Exactly. So, if, for example, maybe we just finished 10th this season and we have to have a bit of a rebuild in the summer,
Yes.
then so be it. So, I think that's where I'm at, really. I think, we probably do need to have some form of little rebuild and freshen up the squad. And I think the fact that we've been working with SER and we kind of
Yes.
know what we're working with now. I think with
Mm.
Monchi, it had been a little bit, he came in and we were doing this with PSR, and then we had to work around
Yeah.
SER, and he's never really known where we stand. But I think the new guy coming in will probably know exactly what he's working with, and we'll be able to plan better,
Also,
really. So
Emery, you got the link with Rail Union. It's going to be a good combination.
definitely, yeah. So I think, we've got V Sports have got, a good multi-club ownership now. So we need to start utilising it. Chelsea utilise it with Strasbourg. So we probably need to do the same.
So we're talking to more detail about the Fulham game. So what do you expect on the weekend?
A win. I think we need to get our season back on track. I think personnel, it's quite difficult to pick because obviously we don't know who's going to be
Yeah.
playing against Bologna. But I would like to stick with Guesson. I think I'm starting to see signs of a good player there. I think Matty Cash has improved with the help of him in front of him, which is a massive bonus.
But Matthew
I think-
Cash, he gets a lot of stick, he does. Like, I mean, he proved them all wrong last weekend.
Yeah, he does get a lot of stick, and sometimes when he does play well, nobody says that he's played well because it's Matty Cash, and for me, he's probably been one of our better players this season. So I think that's a massive positive. I think we've got to sort out Morgan Rogers. I think we've got to
Yeah.
come up with something to get him playing. Does
He's
he need
nowhere
to
to
come out?
be seen.
Yeah, does he need to come out the team for a bit, or do we stick with him?
Yeah.
What would you do?
To be honest with you, I spoke about this with my co-host. I'd actually maybe play him on the bench, just so we can sort of see what's going on around him, learn what's going on, watch. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think he probably does need to come out of the team. I mean, he'll come out of the team, but he'll probably go straight back in it not long after. But I just think he needs just to clear his mind really, and get back on track and get his season back on track, because for as
Yeah.
much as he's currently in the England squad, if he carries on, he won't be. So
He won't be
he needs
in
to,
the World Cup, no?
so he needs to improve.
Okay. Then also, we got Jadon and Sancho. Yeah, he's always on the England squad as well, Abel.
Yeah, and I think he's getting fitness, and I think he's looked really good. You know, he doesn't give the ball away. He put that wonderful ball into Watkins
Yeah.
against who did we play last time? Sunderland. So
Sunderland, yeah.
he's looking good.
Yeah, Sancho's really lively. And you know, he's got like pace. And you mean like he's very direct, I think. But, like, he's got a lot of energy, which I like about him.
He adds something that we don't have. You know, he adds width on the left.
Spark,
And
some spark.
yeah, it's good. I like him. I'd like to see more of him. Hopefully, we start seeing more and more of him.
But yeah, the clearly hasn't been good enough. I think we'll put things right. But with Fulham, I think, decent start to the season. But against Fulham, what I like is there's going to be a real tactical battle, I think. Also, you know, Emery and Marco Silva, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, Emery, like I said earlier, he does kind of come out on top against Marco Silva. So hopefully that continue, and the league will just start to probably settle down in a couple of weeks when you start seeing where everybody's sitting. So if we can just, you know, get this win, I think we've got, you know,
Even a draw. A draw's not good enough.
No, not at home. You know, look at some of the away games that, you know, okay, Everton draw. That's probably not going to be a bad point at the end of the season.
Okay.
Sunderland, to be honest, that probably won't be a bad point at the end of the season when you look at
No, it might not be, no.
how well they're doing, how well that they will do at home this season. So we just need to get back on track at home, especially. You know, it's been a fortress at Villa Park, and you know, we've had so many points won there that we just need to maintain it.
I mean, also, I like to say, in a more cutting edge, in the final third, we need to be more clinical, keep more focus. But we've been very poor with our finishing.
Yeah, it's been a problem, hasn't it? We seem to get to a certain area on the pitch, and then everything else kind of falls apart, and that's
Too
why,
many passes.
well, when we were again, like Sancho, he came on, got a cross in. Watkins, we don't see that enough. So, hopefully, Unai's been watching and thinking, okay, this is the playbook of what we want to do, and you know, I think probably the fact that Sancho's come and he's probably not fit hasn't helped really. You know, if he was firing and fit and ready, he'd be starting games now. So I think he'll get there, and I think he just needs to pick the right players for the game. You know, Maatsen, for me, we're better when Maatsen's attacking. We're better when Sancho's attacking.
Well, it's a bit Luke as well. We need to be more effective in the what's happening. We only got a cross in the box. But you know what, didn't you? He used to get like, great deliveries in the box. We need to utilise it more, the wide areas.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we had that. We're having that much of the ball that it's showing that at times we're not actually showing any end product, and I think we've really got to make sure we start doing that.
I mean, the way we set, the way we play as well. I think it's too narrow, I think.
Yeah.
There's no width.
It is narrow, but again, like when you start playing Maatsen and Sancho, they start to offer more width. So I think it's a balancing game. I think he wants us to be solid, but he doesn't want us to be too open. So it's about getting that right balance with the right players. And you know, I think we have had a bit of a an injury crisis in the middle of the park with Tielemans, Kamara
Oh,
being
that
out,
doesn't help.
Onana's out, so we're not at our best because we don't have our best players all available. So
Yeah.
I think maybe that's not helped either. So hopefully those can come back and just give us more stability.
Because sometimes I think in football, you also got to do the basics well, which is very important.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't do those well, then you're asking for trouble, aren't you? So, someone like Rodgers, who he's losing the ball 17.6 times per game.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, that's too many times. We're not doing
That's
the
too
basics
many.
well. So, like you say, you're spot on about the basics because they're your fundamentals, and you've got to be able to do those.
Talking about low on confidence to team. Because like Ollie Watkins, like he's been on a goal scoring drought. And like that Sunderland game, he had 2 good chances, and he couldn't put them away. So I think Watkins, he needs a goal as well.
Yeah, he's a funny striker, isn't he? Because he's done this all his career at Villa. He goes 7 games without a goal, and then he'll score 7 goals in 7 games, and he has these little flurries, really. But I would like to see him come for the ball a little bit more. I'd like to see him get some little touches or come a little bit deeper and try and link up a little bit with Rodgers at times. I think it feels a little bit disconnected for me. It feels like we're only going to score if he runs in behind. It's I'd like to see him try and pick the ball up at the edge of the box, have a shot, but it just feels at the minute that he's kind of just up there on his own and he's playing his own game. And I don't think
he's a confidence player. He throws off confidence.
Yeah, but I like when you were saying about the basics. I think sometimes if you're a striker, just drop deep, get a little touch, feel good in the game. You feel like, but at the minute it's like you're so starved of any touch or anything that he just can't get going, and he probably needs to just ease into a game really a little bit and try and just build on a performance.
So grow into the game, that's it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Get to the next question. Yes, I'm going to start the next question. So, Nick, what was the reason MONCHI left Aston Villa? And what does the next Aston Villa sports director need to do? Because we have been linked with Ronaldo.
Yeah, so I think it's the freshen up that Emery needs, and I think Monchi's been okay. I think he's had to deal with lots of different situations like PSR, SCR. He's not been able to just go and spend money on who he wants. So I think it has been very difficult, but I do think that we have signed a lot of players that are very similar. A lot of players that come inside. You're talking Elliott, Guesson, Marlon, Rodgers. They all do the same thing. And I think we need to just have a little bit more of a clearer strategy on recruitment of what we want to become. And this is just my thoughts on it, really. But I think Monchi tried to please Emery quite a lot. And I think Alabe is a guy that he's very heavy on strategy, so he will have a plan that he's working towards, and I think he won't veer off that plan at times. And I think he might tell Emery, no, we're going with this, and I think that relationship might work really well because
they're both. You spoke about like we need a more youthful squad. We need to bring that age of the squad down.
Yeah, definitely. And I think by bringing in younger players that are good, I'm not talking about just young players for the sake of it. There's got to have a good view of performing and getting to that level. But I think that's something that's important, and I think this relationship with Emery, he played with Emery at Sociedad, he was at Almeria when Emery was there, and so I think Emery's really wanted him, and I think now he's got him. It feels like he's got his man, and I think we're gonna probably go in a little bit of a different direction, but I think it's probably for the better. And I think when you were talking earlier about, people saying Emery's going, for me, this just strengthens Unai at Aston Villa. We're planning for the future. We're not just gonna sack him and try and get somebody else in that's like a Nuno or someone like that. It's not happening. So so I think it's good. I think it's needed, to be honest.
I did say as well, the majority of the team we've got are mostly Dean Smith players, not Dean Smith signings. Which I did say that as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like one of them things, isn't it? It's you look at it and you think, God, that's a bit strange. But then you look at what Unai's done with them players. He's improved a lot of them. But I would personally now like to see some of Unai's players playing, like Maatsen. For me personally, I want Pau to come back in. I want to see more of Onana when he's back.
What it is, so what's the point of signing players if they're not going to start?
Exactly. And, you're spending decent amounts of money on them, but at the same time, we're saying, we've not been able to buy this player because we're not allowed to do that for SCR, but the players that we have got, we don't play. So it's one of those, isn't it? We've got to start utilising them.
And also, it has been a very difficult summer. With all these rumours, there'll be a lot of uncertainty that's surrounding the squad.
Yeah, I think that's not helped. But I do think they have got to get on with it a little bit. I think.
Well, and also, they've got to take responsibility.
Yeah, and fight for Emery and work hard for Emery, because these players under Emery have been able to get to a position such as playing in the Champions League that they probably didn't think they were going to be able to do at Aston Villa. Yep. So they've got to keep listening and keep working hard for him.
Yeah. I'm wondering, Emery and MONCHI, what happened between them? Because they seem to have a good relationship, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think it's just one of those cycles where, that type of job it probably needs cycles. It needs a refresh, and Monchi's still going to be part of V Sports as well, so he's going to be an advisor. So he's not fully leaving. So that would tell me that the relationship is pretty good still. And I think it's probably just been a little bit more of a mutual / Emery wanting to freshen it up.
I know it's with MONCHI. I didn't like when he first came in. But with MONCHI, that's what he was known for. Bringing in big names. But it's not always about the names.
No. I think that's kind of a little bit of our problem as well, that we've constantly been searching for the name rather than the player. And I think this new direction you'll probably see more of not unknowns, but like not just going out for, say, the name of Harvey Elliott, Rashford, Asensio. It's going to be different.
The big thing for me is as well, the wage bill of the squad is far too big, which is a worry.
Yeah, I think they've done well this summer to reduce it quite a lot. I think it's probably not at the 70% yet, but I think it's probably in and around where it kind of needs to be for the UEFA rules. So we've just been in a bit of a sticky situation, and hopefully we're coming out of it now.
And also, I think what you're going to be doing as well, you got to be smart as well,
Yeah,
I think. And I think with Alaba, I think he will be.
yeah, he's a strategy
Mhm.
man, so he'll have the correct strategy to see where we're going. Because the other thing is as well is that he he will know that there's not unlimited amounts of funds to go and get certain players, so
So, yeah.
he'll know that he's going to have to come up with the right strategy to attack a window. So yeah, it's really I think it's really exciting, to be honest.
I'm looking forward to it. And you got to
Same.
spend the money wisely.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, what I like about Alaba is the big advocates about development of younger players that can become gems.
Yeah, it's a good strategy, really. It's I think find the name before they become a name. I think that's probably
Yeah.
the best way of putting it, really. Um, his track record with some of his signings are really good. He took Isaac from Dortmund, so
Yeah.
that's like a great pick and a
Yeah.
great find. So if we can find one of those, then happy days.
So, do you think Unai Emery will stay?
100%
Yeah.
going nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah, so he's not going anywhere, yeah.
no,
The thing is that Emery is completely committed. And I think whatever happens, he'll be here to the end of the season.
yeah, and beyond for me. He's
Hopefully more.
Yeah, because he's not going to bring in this strategy guy to jump ship at the end of the season. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like he's going to get the main part of his signings probably done next summer. So I think Emery's if you asked Emery if he's achieved what he wanted to achieve at Villa, he'd probably say
Yeah.
no. He's not won a
Oh, yeah.
trophy. Yes, it's probably a bit difficult now, but I don't see why he would want to. Why would he want to walk out of Villa? Because we've shown what we are capable of, and he has got the opportunity
Yeah.
to still achieve big things at Villa. The
Well,
owners
he
back
goes to
him.
Champions League, also Champions League, and 3 European finishes.
Yeah, and I mean in the Europa League, it's his competition. So right now, if you said, "Are we going to win it?" you'd probably say no, but we've got a good opportunity to go quite far in that. So,
Mm.
that can get you Champions League as well.
Emery, I think he will come to the answers. I think he will fix it.
Hmm.
I mean, we're
Yeah,
gonna get fully back in, I did.
yeah, 100%.
And if you look at Emery, he's been one of our best managers. I mean, he's completely transformed the club. Do you think in that short space of time, we actually achieved Champions League football earlier than what we anticipated?
Yeah, definitely. And I think he's probably still got the hunger to get it again. And I think he's a type of. It seems like the type of guy that he relishes the challenge. He'll
Yep.
relish SCR. He'll
Mhm.
relish these financial. It gives him something to sort of try and get the better of. It's
Yeah.
not boring. It's not easy. So I think he'll be well up for the fight,
Yeah.
really. And I think especially European nights, that this is
Yeah.
what he loves. This is what he wants.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think I think he's gonna I think he's gonna probably surprise a lot of people this season with what
Yeah.
he can do by turning it around.
We just gotta be patient with him. And also, Emery, he's been limited to what he can spend because of PSR restrictions, which has been hard for him.
Yeah, he won't have ever anticipated it would probably be like this from a financial side, but a lot of the time he says he doesn't make excuses, so I think he'll just be relishing it.
All we're going to do is, I think, as long as we don't become too predictable, I think I sometimes been accused of being tactically stubborn. But you look back at the Crystal Palace game, so at Wembley, some games like that. But he's set in his ways there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's just got to just get a bit more flexible at times, but I imagine he knows that because he don't win all those trophies for no reason. It's not a fluke that he's done that. So I think we've just got to just fully get behind him.
I mean, Emery as well. He has certain players that he trusts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that might possibly be a bad thing at times, like Rodgers, but he's got to just, like I say, use the ones that he's been signing.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Morgan Rodgers. So what has happened to Rodgers? Why is he not performing to his usual standards?
I think teams have probably doubling up on him a little bit more. I think they're setting traps to stop him from getting the ball in the right areas that he wants it, and I think he needs to have a look at his game and adapt and watch the games back of what he can be doing better. I think he's a player that has still got a lot of coaching. He needs to be coached. He needs to be fine tuned. He's not the finished product, and he's just got to listen to Emery, I think, and just do like you said, do the basics and do the right things well. Because at the minute it looks hard work for him, and it looks like he's in a bit of a slump. So he's got to come out of that pretty quickly.
Going at Morgan Rodgers, he sort of looks rusty. I don't know he might be getting bad out because Rodgers, he plays an awful lot of minutes, he does. So you might need maybe a rest maybe every now and then.
Yeah, I think he definitely needs to come out of the team. But it's probably for which game. He might be rested against Bologna, so that might be the rest that he needs. But he's just got to clear his head, I think.
Yeah, and sort of use him maybe as an impact sub. You can maybe use as an impact. And I think the answer is teammates. He needs to analyse where he's gone wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're spot on with that.
Yeah. And so then he can he can improve then.
Yeah, and he's a bit like Villa. Once we get the first win, once he gets his first goal, once he starts playing well, everything will come together and look a lot better, really, and everyone will look like they're enjoying playing football. Because I think at the minute it kind of looks a bit of a struggle.
What it is as well, I think Morgan Rodgers, he needs to play more in his best position. Because we all know the number 10 role, that's his best position. So he sort of needs to play regularly in where his best strengths are.
Yeah, and if teams are doubling up against him, he needs to find the solution of what he's going to do when that happens.
Yeah. The thing of Rodgers, I think he needs to get better at as well, is his decision making.
Mm-hmm,
he needs to find the moment when to make the right pass.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's probably one of his weakest areas.
Does it? And he looks frustrated. I think the rest of the team, he's on low confidence as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Another thing that I noticed from him as well, he holds on to the ball too often. Like he sort of holds on to it for too long.
Yeah, he's got to just pick his moment when to use the ball. Really,
It's a shame for me, because I think on his day, we all know what Rodgers can do. We've seen what he done last season. He's got that potential.
yeah, he can destroy anyone, can't he? So, yeah, he's just got to get back to that version of Morgan Rodgers.
Yeah, my music, and also I think he's sort of in the final third. Sort of like his teammates, they also need to give him sort of better service.
Yeah, I think it's collective, isn't it? It's not just one problem with Villa at the minute. It seems to be there's a lot of other
The whole
issues. So,
team.
yeah, definitely.
Well, Nick, we're going towards the end of the podcast. So, can you give me your score prediction for Sunday?
I'm gonna go. I think we. I'm gonna go 3-1 Villa. I think there's gonna become a turning point where we score a lot of goals, and it's gonna happen on Sunday.
Well, I think we'll get our first Premier League victory of the season. I'm going to go 2-0 on a clean sheet.
That'll do nicely.
We must have can I take quick comments of that? Just going to see if we've got any comments before we finish.
Okay.
Thank you for all your comments. See if we've got any before we finish. If not, then we'll leave it. So you got Aaron Thornton. Can you move this on one just so I can see the screen? So yes, we've got Aaron Thornton. The next two games at home are massive. A chance to get some momentum. Although I still don't think it will fix everything. Yeah, I think it's going to take time, but hopefully, once we get one win, we need to stop the rot. Just as anymore. Then we've got Giants Wood. Slowly got rid of the dead wood. Cleared the decks. Big work starts next Windows. Yeah, with the new sporting director, it'd be actually interesting. What happens? But yeah, well, just outside though, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I love coming on your channel, and you're doing great stuff, and your episodes are really good each week. So keep up the good work.
Well, yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please remember to make sure to subscribe. Make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to give it a share on your socials. And if you're listening via audio, make sure to leave us a good review. That always helps. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much, Lee, for your time.
Yeah, pleasure, mate. Absolutely loved it.
I'm going to wrap up this episode with Villa forever as always, and up the Villa.